Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Jaime Trent here. This is take 2. So I've already done this, something messed up. So we're doing it again. So welcome to day 3. So we are going to talk about sleep today. So sleep is equally as important as the air you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, anything else. It is a foundational thing that we have to do for our health. So most people need between about 7.5 and 9 hours of sleep. Most people fall right in there. If you're needing more, then you're not getting good quality sleep. If you're getting less, you need to start making it a priority. So I always tell my patients, you have to be in bed to get that amount of sleep, okay? So what is a good night's sleep? A good night's sleep is when you lay down and you fall asleep. It takes you maybe 15, 20 minutes to fall asleep. It shouldn't take much longer than that. And also you shouldn't fall asleep as soon as your head hits the pillow. That means you're getting a little bit overtired. But then once you fall asleep, you really should not wake up throughout the night. A lot of people have a tendency to wake up between that 1 to 3 a.m. That's a pretty good sign that your liver is not working very well, that it's overburdened, that it's just congested. And that's why we usually see a big improvement with sleep when we do these detoxification programs, because that liver is just able to start functioning properly. So if you always wake up between that 1 to 3 a.m., it's always the same time, pay attention. That's probably going to start improving in the next week or so. But sleep is a time when our body recovers. So we need to make sure we're getting it. And another thing is, and also after a good night's sleep, you should wake up in the morning feeling refreshed. It shouldn't take you, shouldn't have to have caffeine to wake up. Once you're up and out of bed, you should be able to wake up pretty quick, and you shouldn't have to hit the snooze 5 or 10 times. Okay. So and that's amazing how some people just don't even know what a good night's sleep is. Because when I'm talking to people, I'll say, do you sleep very well? Oh yeah, I sleep good. I'm like, well, how long does it take you to fall asleep? Oh, sometimes an hour. And then do you wake up through the night? Oh yeah, usually 2 and 3 times. To them, that's just normal. So we really want to make sure we're getting that good quality of sleep. So if you're struggling with falling asleep, you might try getting a more consistent bedtime. So you really want to try to go to bed, within an hour, of the same time. 10 o'clock, between about 10 and 12, let's say you can go to bed earlier, but before 12 o'clock is really a good time to go to bed, because our body we have a certain rhythm that our body likes to stick to. So it's called the circadian rhythm. And it's kind of, our body pulses hormones at different times throughout a 24-hour period. And if you've ever done that, if you've ever kind of been tired and you've kind of pushed through and kept yourself awake and then you can't go to sleep, that's what happens after that midnight. Some of those stress hormones increase, our adrenals start waking up. So they think that we're staying awake for a reason and that we need to be really awake. So that's why if we push through, sometimes we have a hard time falling asleep. So having a consistent bedtime is very important. Also making sure that we're shutting electronics off at least 45 minutes before bedtime. The blue light that is emitted from our electronics actually inhibits our body's ability to make melatonin. So melatonin is the hormone that puts us to sleep and calms us down. So what happens with melatonin is in the mornings when the sun is starting to come up, your melatonin is going to be at its lowest. Okay. So of course the sun's going to peak. And then as the sun starts coming back down and the sunlight starts to decrease, then our melatonin levels are going to start increasing. Okay. And the problem the electronics do is it's the light from the sun that signals the melatonin production. The light from the electronics the blue light is the same as kind of the sunlight. So it kind of signals that same thing. So if you're constantly looking at your phone, your body is not going to get the signal to start increasing that production of melatonin. So we need to make sure that we're taking that into consideration. So that's one thing. 45 minutes before bedtime, no more social media, no more games on your phone, read a book. This TV doesn't seem to be quite as bad, but of course watching something that's kind of calming, relaxing, and not real intense would be good. Okay, we kind of hit on, I mentioned detox already. Of course, that's our body detoxes at night. Cravings, huge one is cravings. Okay. If you are not rested and getting that sleep, allowing your body to recover, you are not going to have very good willpower. You are going to crave more. Your blood sugar is going to be bouncing up and down. So you'll find once you start getting that better, good quality sleep, you'll have an easier time saying no to the things that you shouldn't be eating, and have a much easier time sticking to your diet overall. The last thing, it also helps our gut recover. So we have a nervous system in our gut that kind of helps move things through our digestion. And that needs time to kind of shut down and prepare for the next day. So a lot of people that struggle with constipation, you may kind of notice, is it like when you don't get a good night's sleep, is the constipation worse? So that can be a big thing. And that's, like I said, it's just because that nervous system is not having time to rest, and then it just cannot move. That peristalsis is what it's called, as well in our gut. So just another thing to consider. So, all right, guys, we'll have a great rest of your day, and I guess I'll see you again on Friday.